Hello and welcome to episode number 42 of Supercalifragilistic. My name is Christian Rauchenwald and today we're going to talk about perception. Before we get to that, I want to quickly welcome everybody who listens or watches this vlog/podcast for the first time. In this vlog/podcast, I'm documenting my journey. I'm building $1 million company from scratch. Progress reports are usually on Sunday, maybe released on Monday. Just check within the playlist for episodes named Report 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, what do I mean about perception? I mean self-perception, like how we look at ourselves, it's really like a hard thing to do, to self-reflect and basically zoom out from oneself and analyze like our own behavior, our own action, our own appearance, for example. It really is like kind of funny, like when I was like, I don't know, like a little younger than now, yeah. I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago when I was living in Thailand, and a friend of mine from Germany came to visit me, and we flew to Koh Samui, and there like to actually get to Koh Phangan to the full moon party, which is quite a decent party event. I think it's something quite unique, and even it's not about the party, but the point is back then. I mean, I'm still like, I wouldn't say skinny, but I'm obviously or maybe it's not so obvious because you'll usually only see my face and my shoulders, yeah. So, but I'm obviously not fat, and back then I was really skinny, yeah. And I'm gonna spare you showing you a picture of back then, but it's really like back then I felt like I'm looking okay. I'm not skinny. Everything's fine and stuff like that, and I'm cool and I'm the king or whatever it is, yeah. And now, even before that, like when I was maybe 18 or something, I also like felt like, yeah, actually I'm looking good and everything's okay. There was a time where I actually had long hair. I posted one of those old pictures like a while ago. It should be somewhere in my Facebook feed, on the feed of the Facebook page, because it shows me with my grandma, which is like a very important person in my life. And so like back then I felt perfectly fine and thought like, okay, I'm actually looking decent, yeah. And now when I look at those pictures like from back then or from Thailand and stuff like that, and I'm actually asking myself, how could I ever walk around like this, yeah? And that's just about the physical appearance. And I'm sure like, well, at the moment, like I'm quite happy with the way I look and all that stuff, yeah. I'm quite sure that in a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 3 years, in 10 years, whatever, when I will be looking back at today, I will probably also ask myself, oh, how could I have run around like this? How could I have made a video like that and stuff like that? It's also exactly like about this vlog, for example. Like when I started recording it, it was like a little bit, I don't know what to talk about. I was a little like, maybe even, I would say nervous about recording, how would people react to it? What kind of feedback would I get for the videos? And yeah, like based on that, like obviously the first episodes, I mean, for sure were like different than current episodes are. Yeah, we're now at episode 42, and I'm sure there is a difference there. And since I'm publishing daily, it's sometimes like hard to find the right topic, and so because I'm like trying to find a topic that may provide you with some value, maybe the episode is then not as good as I wanted it to be or something like that. But overall, especially in those episodes where I know I have a clear topic that I want to like transmit to you, I think compared to the way of the first few episodes, I actually improved a lot. Yeah. But that's my personal perception. I like probably it's like in a year from now when there's 365 or 400 episodes, and when I then look back on the first episodes, I probably will be like, don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Yeah. Or do not watch them. And it's really interesting. I think it's a hard skill to reflect, and that's something that I still haven't mastered myself. Yeah. Sometimes I manage to do so, but a lot of the times I'm just like, I wouldn't say very full of myself or very confident about myself, but I don't know. Again, it's like with the physical appearance, I feel like it's fine. Yeah. Of course, I have my office at home, so don't worry, I'm wearing pants and you will not see anyway. But yeah, like it's kind of it's like it changes. It's like with other things, like when I was younger and whatever, like I wanted to buy my first car or my second car, whatever it was, yeah. And maybe my grandma told me like I shouldn't do it because of this, because there's no point in spending that kind of money just to make your car look nicer. It's still a crappy old car, yeah. But obviously, or when my parents gave me some advice, yeah, and I was thinking like, yeah, you just keep talking, you're old, you have no idea. And now looking back, like not for everything they said, yeah, really not for everything they said, but for some things it's really like even earlier, not just now with 31, that I realized it. Or am I, like, what year do we have? Yeah, maybe I'm even 32. I think I'm 32 already, yeah. It's age is just a number, so it doesn't really matter. But the point is, like, even I don't know, like things where they gave me advice or their opinion while I was 18, and I was like, yeah, you have no idea, I'm gonna do it anyway. And then already like 1 year, 2 years, 4 years later, like yeah, so not more than 10 years later, I realized that shit, they were right, yeah. And while again I'm pointing out not everything they said, they were not always right. Nobody's always right, me neither. And but some of the advice would have been solid. And it's like a question is like, what if I would have listened to that advice, because it usually was about like spending money, and how would it change my financial situation right now? Like, would I be in a different spot or not? And it's like really, it's quite interesting, like when like I think every one of us, like when we walk through our daily lives, we are quite confident, and like the clothes we wear, you know, like we go out on the street and we feel like we're looking good and stuff like that, and other people maybe like, oh my god, how can he be running, or how can that person be dressed like that, or stuff like that, or go leave his apartment like this, and yeah, like based on that, and a couple of years later, we may agree with their judgment. Yeah, we may agree, oh my god, how could they do this? I think it's especially like when you're like a teenager and you're going through puberty and you start like rebelling against your parents, and maybe you, I don't know, like dye your hair in green, or you get piercings and all that stuff just like to protest. And then later, maybe you still like it, maybe you realize, actually my parents are right, I should have not done that, I should have not done this. And it also applies in business, you know, like when, for example, when the usual approach is somebody designs a product because they are convinced it's a great product, or an offer, like a funnel or something, or a physical product, doesn't matter, and then they try to sell it and suddenly it doesn't sell, and then they need to like come up with like, or what, it doesn't sell, then they try to still sell it because they are convinced of it, because they're in love with the product, and they do not listen to the market, yeah. And I think it's really important to kind of try to self-reflect, to like when something is not working, look at it critically. And like, for example, my one funnel away promotion funnel, I wanted to point out, or like to offer things that people will need during the challenge, and it didn't convert well, yeah. So like I got to the point where I had to accept that like there's no point in being in love with my product, there's no point in me believing or knowing that actually is what people need if they don't know it, and they don't like sign up through my link because they think they need 20 more funnels or stuff like that. So actually today I had a call with one of my how do you say that? What's the word for it? One of my fellow funnel hackers, yeah, Kendra, and she pointed out, yeah, like, well, yeah, you may know that they need it during the challenge, but they don't know, so why should they buy it? And it's really true, yeah. I looked from like from the perspective of somebody who went through the challenge and who know what people are going to need, yeah. Like there's still no guarantee that it's actually that what they're going to need, but like from my perspective, after going through the challenge, it's what people would actually need as a bonus to signing up, yeah. But for them it's like, oh, it's gonna be this easy 30-day challenge, why do I need this extra book, why do I need this live course? If I get 10 funnels more, it's actually better for me, yeah. So getting to a point where like you accept that, okay, your opinion here is like wrong, or you're like looking from it from the wrong perspective because you're not looking from the target audience's perspective, and then like going to the point to update update the funnel and just throw in 10 premium funnels, which actually the new funnel should launch. I wanted to launch it today, but again, I had a long phone call and then some other stuff came up. So the new one funnel away funnel will launch tomorrow. And also regarding my inner circle program, where at first, I mean, there I didn't even think from the target audience perspective to be, no, I thought about it, but I didn't think from the pricing perspective. I was there a little bit selfish and figured, well, if people sign up with their through my affiliate link for ClickFunnels, that's great, but they still should pay for my inner circle mentoring, yeah. And also that didn't convert very well. So now I'm like trying to combine all of those things after like self-reflecting on the product a little bit, yeah, like figuring out, like, not from my perspective, I would pay that price instantly that I'm charging because I'm convinced that I'm delivering value, yeah. But obviously other people, either it's like the wrong target audience or I don't get enough traffic or but it doesn't convert well, so something must be wrong with the offer. Simply as that. It could also be the hook or the story, but if the offer would be amazing, like hook and story don't matter that much like anymore. They still matter, but like if the offer is mind-blowing, like, oh my god, I get all of this for that little cash, then obviously more people sign up. So I decided like to introduce a few changes. First, my inner circle is going to get more expensive. By Sunday, it will move from $47 per month to $97 per month. Everybody who like signs up before that gets like the $47 like permanently. Yeah, I'm like giving that so far. But on the other hand, like, why do I increase the price? Yeah, like you just said, it's not converting. Why do I increase the price? Because it actually is more valuable. Yeah, like, and like $97 is roughly like a little bit more than like half an hour of my time if somebody were to book a one-on-one coaching. And paying that to have a full month access to me, yeah, like, and even live calls where they can ask me something and stuff like that, and I obviously then help, is not that much to consider, or not that much to pay, or not such a high price considering like what they get in return. But on top of that, I'm like also changing some of the rules. And I'm gonna, like, everybody who creates his ClickFunnels account through my affiliate link or upgrades his account using the Funnel Builder Secrets package, I will put the link in the description below in case you want to do that, yeah, gets access to my inner circle permanently, yeah, like on permanently, as long as they pay for that account, yeah. Because if they have the small ClickFunnels account, I will get $38.80 in commission. If they have the big one, I will get $120 in commission. So on average, it's fine. And that's also why I'm upgrading the price, because from some people I will get a $120 in commission. So everybody who does not sign up with his ClickFunnels account for my inner circle, well, will have to like pay a little bit more to like kind of like even the playing field, yeah. But what do I also do? I'm including now a bunch of software solutions that I actually didn't like in the beginning, but I spent some time looking into. And it's like one software solution I'm now using to contact or to almost on autopilot. I spend 5 minutes per day to contact like hundreds of people per day, or actually hundreds of business or website owners per day about the potentials of funnels. And I'm going to show how I'm using that. And another softwares for those people who are actually situated in the US or try to make like a agency business within their area or within their country or whatever, to help them get leads within certain locations. And another thing is like what I'm using to automate or almost automate like the group sign up is Group Convert. It's a Google Chrome browser extension that allows you to, what does it allow you to? Yeah, like to basically store the data that people answer in their questions, which otherwise would be gone the moment you approve them, or you would manually have to copy it. And it just does so in a Google Sheet, and then it's attached to Zapier on my end, and it goes into an email list. Yeah, and I even set it up like kind of, I'm asking people when they sign up for my group, in case you are in my group, I ask if you already have a ClickFunnels account, and depending on if you said yes or no, you either end up in a list that's like sending a welcome email showing you how to get an account, or sending a welcome email showing you how to upgrade your account, yeah, and also mentioning obviously then that you get a membership in the inner circle. Don't worry if you didn't get those emails so far, because I haven't created them yet. That's like on the list for the rest of the week. And so on top of all of these free tools, it's like 5 other tools, if I'm not mistaken, that I throw in. And they are actually like the cheapest. I'm not gonna like provide you with some, oh, and this software costs that much and that software costs that much, blah blah blah. Overall, these software bundles, if you were to get them, if you were to get all that software for your own use, it would cost you $97 per month if you know how to get it. If you get them separately, it will cost you like almost $1,000 per month to get them. Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is like I'm giving away that software package. I'm giving away like my learning units in the free group, which come with reading lists and other stuff to build your mindset and so on. And I'm giving away live calls, and we already had the software packages, yeah. And oh, one other thing, like initially I thought like, because nobody needs 100 funnels, yeah, like right now, because with 100 funnels, like you would be overwhelmed, yeah. So I figured I'm gonna make my inner circle package in a way that people get like whatever, like 4 funnels per month, one every week, yeah. So I set up whatever email delivery for the funnels or whatever it is, yeah. But so that every month they get a new one, and then you can look at it and either build it for the next week or not, yeah. And first of all, it's like more work for me to do, and second of all, yeah, like people, apparently the market doesn't want that. They don't see that that's like a valuable offer, because initially my idea was like to do it like this. It gives them a reason to stay in the group, but actually I realized the reason for them to stay in the group is because they should see like that they get value from the group, yeah, that it's like worth to pay the money for it, or like to have their affiliation with me for it. And so what I'm doing, I'm setting up a members area, and I'm gonna put all I think at the moment I have like roughly 70 funnels or something, or templates, yeah. So funnels that you just copy into your account, and you enter like your text, your logo, stuff like that, and you are ready to go, or your client's text and logo. Some of them look really amazing. Some of them are a little like, what? Like, why should I like pay for this? Yeah. So I'm just gonna set up a members area, or in the members area, where I also have all my resources. That's also something I'm sharing like with my inner circle members, not just the resources that I share with One Funnel Away. Not members, but signups, you know, who sign up for me, where they get like really like a guide for the One Funnel Away challenge. But like all my resources, yeah, obviously without the guide, but grouped by purpose, like what they're good for, like for advertising. Like there's a category for advertising where you see all the services and tools that I'm using, like to get better results or save time and stuff like this. And so I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm adjusting my offers. And why am I doing that? Because I more or less, I didn't self-reflect in that way, but I reflected on like my perspective, or my understanding of how great my offers are, yeah, and figured out that I can like pull it a little closer together. For those of you who are already in the free group, you probably know that like or you like already enjoy the free content that I'm publishing there, like the small tutorials along the way. Like today I posted a video on how to optimize your pictures in terms of file size and dimensions, yeah, so that in the end when you post some, or when you create a funnel, that you optimize your loading times, which especially matters on mobile traffic when people don't have Wi-Fi. And considering that there are like a lot of pages, like especially a lot of my former customers, clients, have like up to like the record, like with the last company I held the CTO position with, was 95% is mobile traffic, yeah. Now every kilobit or every bit you can save, yeah, means like slightly faster loading time. So optimizing your images is a must, yeah. Because if your page loads too slow, you probably know it from yourself, like at some point you will say, F this shit, I don't have time for this, and we'll just close the window, yeah. And so like I'm like really trying to like share a lot of like basic tutorials already within the free group that are based on my experience and my skills. Obviously they are like technical things, like how to optimize the technical stuff, the search engine stuff and things like that. And in the inner circle group, I go a lot into automation, like how to automate certain processes so it saves you even more time, so you can get more done in the same time. And I only realized that I should like change the whole offer structure and like make it again that when people join the One Funnel Away challenge, they get access to the inner circle till the end of their challenge. When people sign up for their ClickFunnels account with me, or if they already signed up for somebody else, they can upgrade for their Funnel Builders package. They get access to the inner circle instead of like, please pay me. So this way I'm like, I may earn less because a lot of people for sure don't have the $300 ClickFunnels package, yeah. But it also like ensures like kind of like no extra expense for the person, yeah. And they still get a lot of value for it. So, and if they feel like it's okay, or if they feel like now if they already have an account, then they can like evaluate if it's worth it to them like to upgrade their account. They also get like 40 no almost 15% discount and funnel scripts for free if they do it. So it's kind of like, I think this way it's like a win-win situation. I can provide the content and get paid for it, and the people actually don't have to pay for it, yeah, because it comes from the commission from ClickFunnels. So yeah, what does that have to do with self-perception? I already mentioned it. It's like, or yeah, self-reflection would actually be the better topic probably, yeah. With it actually is like, yeah, perception and reflection is actually like, yeah, both should fit. Like it's actually my self-perception or the perception of my offers in that case, and then the reflection on it, like zooming out, like trying to look at it like from an eagle's perspective and figuring out like, is it actually a good offer? Like, and especially today, again, thank you Kendra for the nice call that we have today, because that really like that simple, putting it simple, phrasing it simple, like, yeah, like you know what they need in the challenge, or at least I think I know, yeah, but they don't know it yet, so why should they buy? Yeah. And that really, I didn't, it's so simple, but I just for some reason, like, you know, maybe I was too close to the problem or something, but it's really great to like have people that provide some provide one with their feedback, so that in the end like the results are better, yeah. And the same is also when it comes about like your personal life. When your friends or family tell you something, don't just discard it as like, yeah, you have no idea. Maybe consider it, maybe think like, evaluate how much experience does that person have in that specific area it's giving, he or she is giving you advice, and then maybe follow it. Basically, when it comes to that, your parents and your like your closest friends have been your first mentors, you know, like you learn from them. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself the most, yeah, and you really learn from them. And then like later in life, it's about like either doing it by your own, on your own, or finding other mentors, people who are already ahead of you that you can learn from, so you can like model what they do and they can coach you into the right direction, yeah, or mentor you in the right direction, yeah. And I think it's really important to like, if you try to do everything on your own, yeah, you will just waste years of your time, because you cannot get everything done on your own. So even for me, as if I were such a special person, no, but even I had to realize at some point that I need to connect to people that are in certain areas like better than I. Like let's call it something like a mastermind. You know, a mastermind is like a group where like you basically have the who's, like the people that you can ask in the areas where you are not as good at. And I kind of created my own mastermind over the last couple of weeks, so I have like the right people to ask if I'm stuck somewhere, and even if it's just to like run my ideas by them, or like to, you know, like share my offer with them to get like kind of like, yeah, you're doing everything right, or I would change this, yeah. So just to get the like the feedback of a person who's already ahead in the game, yeah. And I want to thank those people. I actually want to thank like Doug Barton and Kevin Steven for like the time they took out of their day to, even if it's just in Facebook Messenger or in comments or whatever, to like provide me with feedback on what I've been doing so far, and like provide me with like information on like, you know, like look at my funnel, look what I'm doing, or stuff like that, and without trying to sell me something, which is really like really nice. I mean, yeah, Doug has a live call this week, but I think he's already like pre-sold. I also signed up, yeah. But there's a difference in like, they provide value just like I'm trying to do it, and then I want people to see that there is value in the free group and understand that there's even more value in the paid group, yeah. And they do it the same way. They provide value and people come because they see like there is like value and not please buy, yeah. And yeah, well, it's really tough. So that said, I think I'm gonna end it here. Like, how is it about you? Like, I don't know how old you are right now, but if you look back 5 or 10 years and you look at pictures of yourself, do you think like, yeah, I really looked cool or hot or whatever you wanna like, whatever word you wanna use? Or do you look at those pictures and think like, oh, I should burn them probably so nobody ever sees them, yeah? So share your opinions with me. And let me know what else you want to like learn or talk about, so I don't always have to think about it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Till next time, tomorrow actually, with another episode of Supercalifragilistic. Bye bye.